He said, I want to tell you a story that happened to me when I was 11 years old. He said, I am a Ben Yochid, and I grew up in Chicago. He said, one day my father says to me, and it's 1946, very important to remember, 1946. He said, my father said, we're going to the airport. I said, Abba, why are we going to the airport? He said, because there's a great tzaddik that's coming, and he's going to address all the Rabbonim in Chicago. I said, who's the great tzaddik? He said, Rabbi Isaac Halevi Herzog, the Rav of Eretz Yisrael. He's coming to Chicago. Now in those days, he said, get up to the airplane. So a whole row of Rabbonim, cavalcade of cars came to the airport. They all greeted Rabbi Isaac Halevi Herzog, what a beautiful Hadas. He got into the lead car, everybody followed, and we came into this big shul. All the Rabbonim sat up front, Yeshiva Goffman, there were only 200 Yeshiva Goffman from Chicago in 1946, from the Skokie Yeshiva, and Rabbi Isaac Halevi Herzog gave a shir. And after he gave a shir, he said, now I want to talk to everyone, especially the Goffman. And he said like this, I just got back from Rome, and I just came from a visit with the Pope Pius Ymach Shemot. And I had a list of 10,000 Jewish boys and girls. And I said to the Pope, give me back these children. These are our children, and you know that. They're in your monasteries. They're in your homes. Many of the children we gave you because we didn't think we'd survive the Holocaust. But many of them you kidnapped from us. Give me back these children. And the Pope said, I can't give you back even one. And I said, why not? I have the names. They're all Jewish. You know they're our sons and daughters. They're our children. They're not yours. And the Pope said to me, we have a law that once a child has been baptized, he can never be given back to another religion. And all these 10,000 children were baptized. He said, I begged him, I pleaded with him, please give me back these children. And he wouldn't budge. And suddenly Rabbi Wein said, Rabbi Isaac Halevi Herzog started crying, and he put his head down on the shtender, and he just wept and cried, and everybody was quiet. Rabbi Wein said, I was never so scared in my life. I never saw a grown man cry like that. He said the whole island was quiet. And then he said, when Rabbi Herzog picked up his face, he said his face was red like a lion. And he looked down at all of us, and he said, I can't do anything anymore for those 10,000 children. But what are you going to do for the children of Klal Yisrael? Are you going to remember what I said? It's in your hands. What are you going to do to save the future children of Klal Yisrael? Don't ever forget what I said. And then he sat down. And when he sat down, all the boys went up to shake his hand. And Rabbi Wein said, I have no idea. But when he held my hand, he looked me straight in the face and he said, are you going to remember what I said? Are you ever going to forget what I said? What are you going to do for the children of Klal Yisrael? And Rabbi Wein said, every time I want to put my pen down, every time I want to put my head down, I'm haunted by those words. What are you going to do for the children of Klal Yisrael? We came here to Poland. Tens of thousands of children were lost. We couldn't do anything about it. What we could do about it in the future. We have to answer that question of Rabbi Isaac Halevi Herzog. Project Mesorah, that's what it's all about. We have to go back to our communities and make events for Project Mesorah. We have to go, I just want to tell you, you know who you have to save? The children of almanas and the children of divorced mothers who have nobody to take them to shul. I'm involved with an organization called Sister to Sister. It could break your heart. 700 women that have children from 8 to 18. They have an organization called Sister to Sister. I've interviewed so many of them. You know, one of their biggest pains is, there's nobody to take my child to shul. For years, they're home on Shabbos because everybody's taking their own kids. They don't think about them. We have to save the kids of our own neighborhood. We have to look around and see, who could you be a father for? Who could you be a mother for? Who could you be a big brother or a big sister? And I don't have to tell you, Chana and Yaakov and Ari, they can tell you, they've seen these kids that are in the streets and much worse. They can tell you stories that would make your hair stand up. That's what Project Mesorah is. That's why we come here. We come here to learn from the past, to do whatever we can for the future. Whatever the punishment wants to happen will happen. But we have to be his shlichim to save the children of Klal Yisrael. That's why we came here, to learn this great lesson. And the Eibusha should help that each and every one of us should walk out of here elevated and become a koshel bracha with a new commitment to save the children of Klal Yisrael. so that we should be zeicher to see Mashiach with the ganze door of Klal Yisrael together from here and Mashiach Tzidkenu. Thank you all for inviting me. Thank you all for inviting me. I feel so close to all of you now, and I hope that, it's a crazy way to end that. We'll make a WhatsApp and we'll always be able to.